Firstly, what is adverbs of frequency? Well, adverb, those are words that added to the verb to describe the verb. Now, what is frequency? As we can see, frequency is like how often something repeats itself. It can be repeated many times in a short time or just a couple of times at different frequency. So adverbs of frequency, we use them to answer this question, how often? Now, we know this. I go to the cinema once every month, and I get to travel 2 times a year. And I go to the Peace Coffee once every day. But I come to school 3 times every 2 weeks. Those phrases are used to answer the question how often as well. However, there are special words that we use, like adverbs of frequency, we can use to answer these questions as well. Now, depending on how much time do you spend on something, we use different words. For example, here, if you spend almost all the time, we can say, I always do this, or I usually do that. Now, I always study after class means it is a norm. Like when you finish your class, you always study. You almost spend like 100% of the time doing this. Or I usually walk to work. It's also very high amount of percentage here, right? If it's not as much, but it's still very often, we can say I normally or I frequently, I often do this. We can say I normally get good marks. Like 20% of the time, maybe my marks not that good, but normally I get good marks. I can say I often read in bed at night. Like 30% of the time, maybe I play with my phone or I chat with my friend, whatever. But 70% of the time, I read in bed at night. So you can say I often read in bed at night. Well, now let's get down to 50. 50 is, well, sometimes. I sometimes sing in the shower. 50. Sometimes I do this. If it's less than 50, now we can say I occasionally go to bed late. Like 70% of the time, I go to bed very early, like around 11 o'clock. Occasionally, it happens after 1 o'clock. So I occasionally go to bed very late. Oh, this one, seldom. Right? It's almost not happening that often. It's only 10% of the time it will happen. I seldom put salt on my food because I hate salt. So I seldom put them on my food. Only 10% of the time I had to. Seldom. So then we have rarely or hardly ever. It's like almost 0%, but it's not. It still have a chance to happen, but it's very low chance. We can say I hardly ever get angry. Because I have mild tempers, it's like in a very, very extreme kind of situation, I will get angry. But it's like only 5% of the time. If it's never gonna happen means 0%. We use the word never. Like vegetarians never eat meat. They eat vegetables all the time. So vegetarians never eat meat. Now, what do we see in common? Where that those words come in the sentence? Does it come before or after the verb? Yeah, very good. It comes before the verb, before the main verb. And so now let's go do a little bit exercise and please answer these questions. Now, how often do you go to the cinema?
I sometimes go to the cinema.
Yeah, you sometimes go to the cinema. Now, how often do you study English?
I seldom study English.
Yeah, because you are an English speaker. Yeah, I seldom study English. How often do you cook for yourself?
I often cook for myself.
Cool. It is healthy and it's
Mm-hmm.
very delicious. I often cook. I sometimes cook for myself because sometimes I'm lazy. So how often do you send emails?
I very frequently send emails.
Yeah, like it takes almost all your time. How often do you use Facebook?
Let's see, I seldom use Facebook.
That's interesting because there are others who always is on Facebook.
This is true.
Yeah, social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
How often do you drive?
I frequently drive.
Yeah. We can see that adverbs of frequency comes before the noun verb, and we can see the subject, adverb, and the noun verb. Daniel always passes his exam. 100% of the time he passes. Now, if the verb is verb be, then it comes after this. He is always happy, or they are seldom late. So when the verb is verb be, adverbs of frequency comes after. So now let's move on to the places where adverbs of frequency come. As we have already discussed, it comes before the main verb. We often go to the tea's coffee, or it's after the verb be. He is always late. Now, what if there is a modal verb like can or should, or any auxiliary verb like had? If there are such verbs in the sentence that we can walk to school, where do we put the adverb? We put it in between
We can, in
can
between.
and work. We can usually walk to school. Or if it's an auxiliary verb, I have seen such a thing. I had seen such a thing. So have seen is it is present perfect. But see is our member, right? So had never seen. So here is our adverbs of frequency. It comes in between. Now the kids often cries. Again, it comes before the main verb all the time, right? So if there is a modal verb, it comes in between the two. These are the major rules for where do you put adverbs of frequency. And there are some exceptions as well. If the modals are have to or has to, it comes before them. That always has to drive to work because it's very far away from my home. So that always has to drive to work. So here is has to. It comes before. Now, sometimes if we want emphasis for a strong meaning, we will put it at the very beginning of the sentence or at the very end of the sentence. These are the exceptions. But the previous three, these are what we often look at where to put verbs. answer me. So how often can you have class every month?
I can never have class every month.
You can never have class. Well,
I can always have class every month.
you are here every time. Yeah. So how often are you with your friends?
I am frequently with my friends.
Yeah, frequently with my friends and often with my friends. Yeah. How often is he late?
He is always late.
Yeah, it's like every time we've already started our class for half an hour, he's here. He's always late. So how often do you dance?
I dance once in a while or occasionally.
Okay, cool. I never dance because I don't know how. So how often can you go to the gym?
I rarely go to the gym.
Yeah, don't have time. I seldom go to the gym. So how often have you seen aliens?
I never have seen, or I have never seen aliens.
Have seen weird.
Have never seen, right?
Yeah, have never seen aliens. What would you do if one day you see one?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. I would be scared.
Yeah. So I think everyone has a good grasp of this adverbs of frequency. And now let's refer to our online activity. Now is the end of the video.
Thank you.